Shalom, giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the Allah apostles, Allah bishops, and brothers on the Great Millstone. Salutations to who feel like this is your brother, right? Banyamya, here to share another lesson. And the title of this lesson is It's Getting Harder to Qualify for Social Security. Here's why. By Maury Blackman from the Motley Fool. Now, I do lessons like this, to show that the incentive that and the funding that went into Babylon, aka America, in the past is dwindling. It's no longer being funded because there's no future in this place. Whatever is left is going into war. All right, all these programs, Social Security, they want people to put in more effort to put money into it, but the payout is a little bit. If you look at the road conditions, they are no longer really fixing the roads, the bridges, and stuff like they used to. Education, they have the strange people visiting these schools to read books, right? Which would, especially for our people, which would bring about the detriment to the minds of these children to sway them from being, spiritual rather than fulfilling, awkward loss. You understand? So the elites and all the way down to the government, they are not putting money into society like they would maybe like in the 70s, the 60s and stuff. Everything is going towards technology, the MOTB, the money is going towards the MOTB and war. Because we are in a time of war. So I'm gonna read this article real quick. Share a scripture or two and close it out. And by war, it's not always with another country. The governments of the world are at war with their citizens. This is why they try to get their citizens to take the job, and that there are different newsreels saying that hundreds of millions of people is gonna die between 2024 and 2025. You understand? That's war. And you see, you got a genocide of people. That's the war with a particular people. And us being of the nation of Israel, everybody is at war with us. It says one of the biggest misconceptions around Social Security is that everyone is entitled to it once they reach a certain age. In reality, Social Security is something you earn specifically by paying into the program through taxes on your wages. To qualify for Social Security benefits in retirement, you need to accrue 40 work credits in your lifetime, and you can earn a maximum of 4 credits per year. This year, $1,640 of earnings will render you eligible for a single work credit, but next year it will take $1,730 to qualify for a work credit. And that's an important detail to keep in mind if you work on a part-time basis. Next heading, it says make sure you're earning enough. People who work on a full-time basis generally do not have to worry about not earning enough to accrue for Social Security work credits in a year. The federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. That's $2.90 a week for a 40-hour work week and $14,500 a year, assuming 50 weeks for work. 50 weeks of work. Meanwhile, it takes earnings of 6,920 to accrue for Social Security work credit in 2024. So while minimum wage earners might have their share of financial struggles to grapple with, those who work full time on that pay scale can still snag the maximum uh, number of work credits. However, if you're someone who works pretty part time, then it pays to be mindful of your earnings and hours in 2024. If your goal is to set yourself up for a regular Social Security benefit for retirement, the good news, though, is that money you earn and pay taxes on counts for Social Security purposes. So if you decide to ramp up your income by joining the gig economy, those earnings count as long as they are reported and taxed. But what they I read in a different article was a few months ago saying that a lot of people is not gonna get, especially the younger generation. But in times of like I said, in times of in war, the war that is coming, a lot of people wouldn't be able to get these things. They wouldn't be able to tap into it. Because we are coming into tough economic times, and then with the MOTB, in order to receive that benefit, you would have to take the mark. So a lot of people would be placed in a awkward position, man. They would have to choose life or death. You know what I'm saying? But most of the money is going into war. They want people to do extra, to work to put money into the system. But what they're giving you is barely, anything. Why? Because Babylon is going down, and I think Trump, when he was in office, he spoke about that. He spoke about Social Security, the 401k, how it was dwindling, and how America, is becoming like a third world country. Because these benefits that were afforded these Babylons, they are non-existent in a lot of countries. And the fact that you have to work more um, in order to get the credit to get the full Social Security retirement benefit, it just shows. So there may be a chance that they're gonna raise the retirement age even further. It says, continuing on, it says, there are other ways to become eligible for Social Security. Many people end up filing for Social Security benefits in retirement based on their own wage histories. If you don't end up accumulating enough work credits to qualify for benefits on your own, you might still have the option to collect Social Security. If you're married to someone who is entitled to Social Security, you can generally sign up for spousal benefits, which will give you 50% of what your spouse collects each month. If you're divorced, you may also be entitled to spousal benefits from Social Security based on your ex-spouse's record. Stay apprised of changes. There are a number of Social Security rules that are changing in 2024, as well as the medical insurance policies. From what I have read, they are going to go up next year for medical. I'm not sure about the dental, but they are going to change up, a few things. Some things may not be covered, but just have to wait to get a full picture in 2024, Lord willing. It says it pays to change. It pays to read up on changes to the program, even if you are not collecting benefits. You might be impacted. Okay. You might be impacted by updates, even if you're many years away from reaching retirement age. For example, next year's Social Security wage cap is rising, so that higher earners will be forced to pay taxes on more of their income. See, if you're someone who's worried you will barely earn 6,920 needed to receive forward credits, then that's not a change that will impact you. But it's good to be in the know nonetheless. So they want you to put in more in the system. And here there's this current administration. They are sending billions of dollars left and right. You understand? But they can't help secure the people. Why? Because they are funding the war to come. Right? And they are also at war with its citizens. When you have to work extra to put money into a system that is being deflated every day, you understand? Your purchasing power is becoming less and less every day. So you have to work more hours, more jobs, longer shifts, just to put, you know what I mean, money into our system. Is like putting it into a bag of holes. I suppose. I think Haggai 1 and see if I could grab that. I think Haggai 1 and 4, either 1 and 6. See if I could find it. Yep, Haggai 1 and 6, it says, Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag of holes. So all this thing, you know what I mean, people working to put extra in retirement for Social Security is like putting it into a bag of holes, because they're not gonna get it, man. Because wartime is coming. This current administration is more focused on wartime. Even the budgets of a lot of countries around the world, they're increasing their defense expenditure. So the money that went into, people's social programs, Medicaid, and all of that is being dwindled. I did a lesson a few weeks ago on how less people will be able to qualify for Medicare and for Medicaid. So they are not funding, people, education, infrastructure, like they used to anymore. That money is going into wartime. And last portion of scripture I'm going to share is in Psalms chapter 55. And verse 21, it says, The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Remember, even when DJ Trump was in office, he was talking about 401k, and for a time it raised. Now people don't even have the extra income to put into 401k, right? And then the account, it took a hit. You understand, the investments, because it's tied into the stock market. So even that is not doing well right now. And he knows that. He is a business person. He knows that. So when I talk about war, it's not always with two nations, several nations fighting it out militarily. By day, decreasing the expenditure into Medicare, Medicaid, education, colleges, the road infrastructure, bridges, right? Religion and family, they are showing that they are at war with the people because they are seeking to destroy, doing these things, pulling funding from these important endeavors is thereby streamlining the destruction of society. All right, so his words were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. All right, let's go into that word war. Let's see what it means. Battle. Strong's definition: hostile encounter, battle, war. So these governments are at war with the people, and this is why I see a lot of people they arming up. They creating different bugout bags, bugout locations. You understand why? Because they know that the administration is at war with them. It says his words were softer than oil, but yet were they drawn swords. So they preparing for battle against the inhabitants of the land, which is Babylon, aka America, and externally with these other nations. So now is not our time, for retirement, and having a good time. The time of partying, mirth, and retirement is over. We are living in a time of war. So put your trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for your daily bread. This society is going down. Give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rakakadash. Shalom until the next time.